Hello, my name is Liebman, and today we are going to be discussing a community wellness program. Being that I am a member of the Air Force, we are going to be discussing a community program within the Air Force within my flight. So, a part of this, we are going to be discussing community wellness as a whole, fitness requirements within the Air Force, program design, expected barriers, overcoming those barriers, and once everything is all done and complete, mission complete. Starting things off, we're going to be discussing community wellness. Within the Air Force community, we have what is known as comprehensive airman fitness. There are 4 pillars to comprehensive airman fitness, and these are mental, physical, spiritual, and social. 3 of these pillars can actually be improved upon through a community program that incorporates health and fitness within a program. One key thing to keep in mind with the military members is no member is an island. We are all members of a team and we all function as such. Even though our jobs can be extremely stressful, make us work in incredibly austere environments, and our jobs can create challenges that you may not be able to foresee, and you will work longer hours than you could ever imagine, you are still a member of a team and you still have people there that are going to help you along. The next part of this discussion is going to be fitness requirements. In the Air Force, we have what is known as Air Force Instructions. Air Force Instruction 36-2905 fitness program discusses what the fitness requirements are for every single airman within the Air Force. Within our fitness requirements are 4 different breakdowns which comprise our physical fitness test. Those are abdominal circumference, a 1-minute push-up, 1-minute sit-up, and a 1.5-mile run. This is completed every 6 months if you score less than a 90, or every year if you score a 90 or above. The different components are scored differently, such as the abdominal circumference is worth 20 points, the push-ups are worth 10, the sit-ups are worth 10, and the 1.5-mile run is worth 60. This is extremely important because if you fail your PT test, it means you are not deployable within the military. This has recently become a major issue because the Secretary of Defense and his people have recently come out with an instruction, Department of Defense Instruction 1332.45, Retention Determinations for Non-Deployable Service Members. In this instruction, it states that if you are non-deployable for 12 months or greater, you are automatically kicked out of the military. So this could be from mental health issues, this could be from any kind of injury. Back injuries are extremely common in the military. This could be from PT failures and so on. As of right now, we have over 120,000 members in the military who could potentially be on the chopping block for this instruction. Now more than ever, it is incredibly important to create these fitness programs within our communities, within our flights, and within our units in order to help prevent losing our jobs and the military shrinking as a whole due to not being deployable. Now that we understand the fitness requirements for the life of an airman, we're now going to discuss the program design for the wellness program within my flight. So this is going to be broken down into 6 different steps. There's going to be the concept design, there's going to be fine-tuning, presenting the idea to leadership, the trial run, review and feedback, and final implementation. Starting with the concept design, my idea for this program is to do multiple things and see what works. Firstly, we're going to try and implement getting up and moving every hour on the hour or something close to that to help increase movement throughout the day. My job can be very sedentary at times, which does not help with our physical fitness or our abdominal circumference. So, having that in mind, I would like to spend 2 minutes every hour getting my flight together and doing push-ups, sit-ups, squats, anything that helps get the blood flowing and get us moving and creating more energy. The next thing I would like to do is take 15 to 30 minutes of our 1-hour lunch every day and utilize our facility gym that we have within the medical group. This gym has gotten very little use, and the leadership from the hospital is considering taking the gym away altogether if more people do not use it. Therefore, creating this fitness program and utilizing 15 to 30 minutes of our lunchtime could help save that gym and allow other members of the hospital to also utilize it later on. The last concept for this design is to incorporate time within the day to get off campus, outside the clinic, and do some form of physical activity. This can be a group run, this could be dodgeball, this could be bowling activity. Anything that gets the group out, acting as a part of a team, and actually makes it fun. That will help build morale and help build team cohesion. The next step is going to be fine-tuning. After creating the design and discussing it with peers, I will identify ways to break down how things are going to work, what will work well, and go from there. Once the concept of the design is broken down and has been identified as being strong enough to present to leadership, I will then take it to my non-commissioned officer in charge and my flight chief and present it to them. Once they give the go-ahead, we will then move on to step 4, which is the trial run. The trial run will consist of between 2 to 4 weeks of running the program, and then after which we will stop, collect the data, and see where we went right, where we went wrong, and then adjust fire. Once everything has been identified, we will continue the implementation into the final stage, which will be final implementation, where fitness then becomes a part of the culture of the flight. Within this program, I'm expecting 4 main types of barriers: time, money, schedule, and justification. With anything that involves taking time away from work, you have to find time to actually accomplish those tasks. Within the medical clinic, we have patients coming through all day long, and it can be very difficult to find time in between patient care to actually implement exercise. This is why I would have a standalone time every hour for 2 minutes where we actually implement this. We stop what we're doing, as long as it does not directly affect patient care, do our exercise, and then go back to what we are doing. Hopefully it works out. We will have to adjust as we come into issues with it. The next thing is money. With part of the program design, I would like us to go off base, off facility, and engage in fun morale building and team building activities that will also incorporate exercise. This can be very difficult as, realistically speaking, the military does not pay very well. So many of our junior enlisted may not have the funds to actually attend such events. The next issue we're going to run into is scheduling. Being that we are in the military, the schedule for our work center is constantly changing and evolving, and it can be very difficult to incorporate these outside activities or even the hourly exercise rounds. So that is something that will need to be addressed. The final obstacle is going to be justification. Our leadership team is going to want to know why we need to exercise on our duty time instead of spending time focusing on the mission, and we will have to explain to them in great detail how exercising during work, building that camaraderie, will actually benefit the mission as a whole. So now that we've identified what the barriers are going to be for this program, we're going to discuss how we can get over those barriers or get around them. So as far as time goes, one of the easiest ways to adjust for this is realizing that any good leader will make time for their people. This is incredibly true for the military, as we have to take care of our own, otherwise when we leave, there will be no one left. Next, we're going to talk about money. One of the common things that non-commissioned officers and other leaders will do for their airmen or for their juniors will be to sponsor them for activities. This may be feasible for some, may not be feasible for others, depending on cost effectiveness, expensive activities, family dilemmas, and so on. But in the event that money becomes an issue, other avenues can be used to adjust for that. Scheduling is always going to be an issue whenever you want to implement any kind of change within a unit. But with an important program in mind, time can and should be found to make time for that activity in the schedule. Realistically speaking, we already have days set aside in the week for physical activity, but we can utilize that time to create team activities to help benefit the unit overall. As far as justification goes, it pretty much falls in line with what has already been mentioned. Physical fitness is incredibly important for the military as a whole. Leaders need to make time for physical fitness for their people, and those leaders can also work the physical fitness into the schedule. Now we come down to the last part, mission complete, or as we say in the military, Mike Charlie. As stated earlier, once this program has entered into the maintaining phase, health and wellness will become part of the culture of the unit of the flight, and so on. Going back to the comprehensive airman fitness, this program will help develop the physical, mental, and social aspects of resiliency. The mental aspect, the exercise and the endurance built up from the program will help us enable ourselves to get through the day, have extra energy, and more motivation. The physical aspect, using the cardio and muscular endurance aspects of the program, will help us to score better on our PT tests and also help generate overall wellness. The social aspect of this will actually help us become more of a team and develop cohesion and a sense of connectedness within the flight, which is incredibly important if you are going to deploy or just be an effective team in general. One team, one fight. Let's get after this.